Alright, what's going on everyone? So today in this video, I'm going to be discussing some upcoming Hypebeast brands. Now these brands may already have a lot of hype behind them, or they may not have much hype behind them, hence the term up and coming. So I'm going to be discussing that, some brands that probably don't have a lot of hype, or they may. And you may just not have bought a piece from them, or you don't even know about them. And that's the point of this video, which is my opinion, is to discuss some brands that are going to be Hypebeast brands in the future, at least what I think. But yeah, let's just get straight into the video. I hope you guys will enjoy. Now, the first brand that you guys probably know about, but it actually hasn't hit that point of Hypebeast in my opinion yet. Now, I know I'm already going to have a lot of people probably disagree with me on this one, and that's fine. Again, it's just an opinion of mine, and I'll explain what I'm thinking behind it. Is Palace. Now, I know Palace, again, is not associated with Hypebeast right now, hence the term up and coming. I feel like Palace will become a Hypebeast brand in the future because I've already seen people that love hype stuff started lining up for Palace, start buying Palace, and when you notice that, you know, it's just sort of they want to expand their collection into a brand, and they probably want to hop on it early before a lot of people actually get into the hype. And I already know Palace, people line up for it. I already know that Palace is a really big deal in the UK, and not as big as a deal in the US, but I know it's a huge deal in the UK and that whole Europe area. So thinking about that, when it expands really just throughout global culture even more, and it starts getting more people backing it and each year, and you know, it's already grown a ton. It just started, I believe, in 2011, so only in a few years, really, yeah, a few years, it has grown that much as a brand. So when you see a brand that's already grown this much in that short of a time, you think it'll probably become Hypebeast when they start releasing some pieces that people really catch on, and enough people get to it to the point where it surpasses all other brands and becomes Hypebeast. So that's what I think it's probably going to become in the future. Palace, definitely an up-and-coming Hypebeast brand. And to explain it a bit more, Palace is starting to resell more and more. I know the resale market is sort of falling for brands like Supreme and Bait, but for Palace right now, I actually see the resale market is pretty steady as from what I can tell. So thinking about that, with the brand that actually is reselling right now, the Hypebeast brand. Now, I know I'm 100% late on this one, but if I'd made this video in time, it would definitely make sense. OffWhite. Now, if this isn't already an up-and-coming Hypebeast brand, pieces resell for heavy amounts already on this brand, and I'll just add this one and I'll make a really quick segment for it, so I'm gonna stop talking in a second. But OffWhite is definitely gonna be added to this list. Just a brand that gained so much attention after collaborating with Nike to make the OffWhite 10 set, and just so many other things they've done. Virtual Blow, moving to Louis Vuitton, all this attention they've gathered with the media and celebrities starting to wear it. OffWhite's definitely one of these brands. Now, I know this one may be a bit more confusing, or it may not make sense because the brand is already sort of big, I guess. Okay, so this next brand I would consider a big brand in a certain area of the country, but also it's starting to gain more attention, is Born and Raised. Now, I know I haven't really ever discussed this brand, but I actually researched it and learned that their founder is Spanto, and the brand started in 2011. So again, a brand just like Palace, again, not as big as Palace, but just recently started, and it's already gaining a decent amount of attention. And I believe they collaborated with Barney's in New York. They actually collaborated with the Barney's in Beverly Hills, LA, so my bad on that. So considering that actually more celebrities have been wearing it, and considering that they've actually been getting more attention by doing good collaborations, I believe they even made their own Converse, and also the quality on their clothes is really good from what I've heard. They do a lot of embroidery, and they do a lot of just, again, 100% cotton, like really good things like that. So if you think about that, if a brand's good quality and their pieces, I don't know what the prices of their pieces are, but I'm assuming since it's like a regular streetwear brand and it's held in like some stores, I don't think it's actually like priced like a designer brand. I think it would be priced pretty reasonably. So thinking of that, reasonable pricing, starting to do big collaborations, and just recently started, I think we could see some attention from Born and Raised in the future. So I feel like this may be an upcoming Hypebeast brand. Born and Raised, it might be Hypebeast, or it just might stay underground, which I'm perfectly fine with. Okay, so I thought I would quickly bring up this brand. It's the next morning, and I'm about to finish editing this video, but I thought I'd bring up this brand before I bring up the last brand, is Midnight Studios. Now, this brand has like almost 120,000 followers on Instagram, and they're a pretty good brand. I would consider them bringing like runway to streetwear, and it still has a bit, like, it's close, it's sort of high priced. Like the tees are 110, but then they have jackets at like 210, so like sort of normal prices you would expect. So this brand is really good. I noticed a lot of this really good influence, and it already has 120K followers, and it was just started in 2014. So if you think about that, a brand that already has a huge following, I would say that's a huge following. I'd say 120K is a huge following. So a brand that already has this big of a following in that short amount of time, and they recently did a collaboration with Converse that's actually reselling for sneakers. So if you think about that, they have pieces that are reselling. They have really good pieces also. Like, they have really good materials, really good quality, and they're, I mean, they are sort of higher priced, but it's cheaper than like OffWhite and things like that people really buy often. When more people know, this brand's going to be huge, I think, and I think like this could be a really big Hypebeast brand in the future. So hopefully it is. It's a great brand, and I love some of the pieces I actually may end up copying, even though 110 for the tees is a bit expensive, but it's cheaper than an OffWhite tee. Now, a final brand I want to discuss. This was on my most underrated brands video not a couple days ago, maybe a week or so ago. ago when I was at the beach. Basically, this brand has actually been doing a lot of things that are sort of different, and I like that is Hypeland. Now, basically what this brand is, I believe they're based in Los Angeles right now. But going on with this brand, I had to discuss, they fuse, I think they're part of their motto is they fuse global culture into like one brand, and they bring all sort of cultures together and make pieces out of it. And I think that's a very cool idea. That's also sort of unique. Again, I know other brands like do that, but if you want to see like brands that clearly do it, this is definitely one that actually like is showing the global fusing of culture with mixing pieces and different flags together in pieces. Like that may not be a whole global culture thing, but they did release a World Cup collection recently, and that's a good example, I think, of fusing global cultures. It's just then making things dedicated to your teams for their brand. And I think this brand could really come up if they maybe do a bit more things in design. Like they do just have, yes, their basic logo on their tees, and it says Hypeland right there, but I think they could actually do a lot better if they maybe chose how to use that logo, maybe started doing different things with it and just sort of putting it in different places. I think if they did that and then made that sort of like a box logo in a sense, if you get that sort of Supreme influence, I think this brand could definitely come up and be Hypebeast, because they already have a decent following. I know they only got like 51K on Instagram, so not like a gigantic following, but I think if they start doing more with their brand and start really creating innovative pieces, this brand's gonna be huge soon. I mean, that is sort of a big claim, huge soon, but I think they could attract a lot of attention and maybe become Hypebeast in the future. Now, I know this one may be a bit more confusing, or it may not make sense because the brand is already sort of big, I guess, is Golf Wang by Tyler, the Creator. Now, I know this brand is not like, again, it's sort of known, but again, they have a lot of copies of each thing. Like they produce a lot of each thing. And I think if they start producing less and they keep building the hype like they have been, like a lot of people I've seen wearing Golf lately, and overall the brand has gotten a lot of attention attracted to it in the last couple years. So thinking about that, I think this brand could have the possibility to become Hypebeast, especially with someone like Tyler, the Creator, backing it. It could be possible, but again, this may be more just an upcoming streetwear brand because the Converses are dope and a lot of the pieces they have are really, really nice. But the thing is that actually depends. If they limit their stock a bit more and actually make it maybe a bit more exclusive, then I think they could probably become that. But this isn't really maybe a Hypebeast brand yet, but again, that's why I say up and coming, because it could be or it could not. We just have to see. But anyways, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you're new, go ahead, subscribe, like, drop a comment, turn on notifications to all. Again, you can do it if you want, but again, I would appreciate it. Just thank you all for watching if you still are right now. I greatly appreciate that. And yeah, not much more talking I really need to make. Happy late Father's Day, I guess. Yeah, I'm just gonna stop talking. Thank you all for watching. And of course, peace out.